Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by Barstool Sports, and a very special Stranger Things Season 2 and 3, plus a little nerd news sprinkled on top edition of My Mom's Basement. It is Robbie Fox and Clem. I am in Chicago right now ahead of the sold-out Pup Punk show Friday night. Clem, how are we feeling?
Feeling good, Bob. Feeling good. I always like when Pup Punk has a show going on. I feel like there's a lot of crazy stuff that can come out of it. So excited to see what you all do out there.
Oh, there's going to be crazy stuff coming out of this one. The most guest appearances we've ever had, I think. We're going to rehearse with a bunch of the special guests right after we do this podcast, where we get already, like I mentioned, have a sold out crowd. Not the brag, or humble brag, sold out the place. But you know when it's sold out, and then we've got I think we have 76 people on our guest list right now. It's going to be wall to wall. It's going to get crazy. It's going to be sweaty in there, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And I did want to mention, before we get into the nerd news, before we get into the ads, before we get into Stranger Things, I went to John Cena's final Raw this week. We talked a lot about it last week.
That happened?
It happened. We got the people ready for it. It was me, Nate, and KFC. We actually had a good squad from the office too. We had Travi, Tyler, Dukes. It was like Greer. It was like a celebration of every wrestling fan in the office being in the same building at the same time. I had the most hectic experience getting into an event than I've ever had in my entire life. I was online for 2.5 hours outside MSG in the cold, I think, because I went into the wrong entrance 3 separate times. And they kept telling me, no, you got to go this way. And by the end of it, I realized, one of the entrances I went in was the right one. And they told me no. And I just went back to the one that I had. It was a hectic experience, but it was worth it for John Cena's final Raw. Me and KFC met Lin-Manuel Miranda beforehand. It was kind of crazy.
Did you tell him he was in your fictional golf foursome or whatever it was?
So no, but listen to this, Clem. I tell KFC about that whole thing. All right. I put Lin-Manuel in my dinner. Who would you want to have a dinner with, alive or dead? Now, the thing also was, you had to assemble a squad that you thought would work well together. So I said, I think Lin-Manuel, Kevin Smith, and Dave Grohl are 3 guys that I really like that would all get along. I said, I got no interest in talking to George Washington. What are me and George Washington going to talk about? Now, I got a ton of shit for this blog. Some people called it the worst thing ever published on Barstool Sports. Some people called it the worst thing ever published on the internet. Clem, it was 8 years to the day that I met Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No
to
way.
The day.
Oh, that's serendipity at its best. That's Bob Fox at his best. You meet all your idols. That's kind of just what you get, even when it's in passing at an MSG WWE event. Unbelievable. Just cross them all off the list, man. It's a sight to behold. By the way, let me just say this about George Washington. I never knew George Washington, obviously first president, think good guy or whatever. I'm watching the American Revolution. Ken Burns, he's been on a bunch of our shows, obviously on Barstool. George Washington sounded like he was the fucking man. He just commanded the room. He's just that dude. So George Washington, I will say, I would have never thought would be in the final 4 for my dinner guest list. He might be there now after hearing how awesome he was. But Lin-Manuel would chop it up with George great.
I was going to say, I'll draft the George Washington from Hamilton. He's sick. The way he raps.
Oh, I never saw it. I was going to say, obviously there's he's a revolutionary era with the Hamilton stuff. So I haven't seen it yet, but George Washington cuts it. I like to hear
You should watch Hamilton. It's on Disney Plus. You should watch it after you watch the Ken Burns documentary. I bet you'd dig it. I bet you'd think it's cool.
I started in 2020 or whenever it came out, and it was a weird time. My brain was not ready for that at that time. So
it's a weird thing. You can
night.
There's a lot of, obviously, because it's rap, it's exposition. But if you go in knowing the story and then go and put closed captions on, even so you really follow, it's awesome. It's I'm not even a musical guy, and I think it's awesome.
Awesome.
Before we get into the nerd news of the week, let's remind everyone about Game Time. I just mentioned going to Monday Night Raw, John Cena's final Raw. You could go see John Cena's final appearances thanks to Game Time, whether it be Survivor Series, whether it be Saturday night's main event. He's got 2 left. Also, there's a ton of amazing concerts coming up this winter. You don't want to think about the hassle of buying those tickets, the focus not being on the music, but being on getting in the building, the imaginary cues they put you in online. It's very annoying, but Game Time puts the power back in the hands of fans. Me and Clem use it all the time. Clem went to a football game on Game Time this year, The Offspring on Game Time. I'm always using it for concerts. I'm always using it for Rangers. It's the best. Fees are always included. What you see is what you pay. And if you pull up Game Time right now, let's pull it up, gametime.co, not .com. You could see, I'm in Chicago, Avalanche at Blackhawks this Sunday night, $55. It's an amazing deal to see, a bucket list venue, bucket list team, an original six team. Much respect to Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MMB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MMB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. We love Game Time. What time is it? Game time. Before we get into the nerd news, I saw a couple new movies this week, and I wanted to just give very brief reviews for them. The Running Man, Glenn Powell, one of our guys. I watched the original Running Man, then I saw the remake. I did like the original a little better, I'll be honest with everybody. Okay. I hadn't seen it prior to like a couple weekends ago or whatever. But I thought the remake was fun. It's like a fun date night movie, kind of a turn your brain off movie. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's like a good action movie. It's kind of what you would expect, to be honest, for an Arnold remake, Glenn Powell, whatever. Good cast, really good cast. Like William H. Macy, Michael Cera in really tiny roles. They just get to pop up for a little bit. I enjoyed it though. Begonia, next level loved. Wow. And we put the ban, almost have put the ban on it for their shaved head screening. If you remember,
I put the ban on it.
You did. And I said, I really want to see it, Clem. I did see it. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I said to you, it's top 5 almost instantly. Jesse Plemons gives a performance maybe as good as Leo in One Battle. It was so it might be the best Jesse Plemons performance I've ever seen. Recommend it to everybody. The less you know, the better. Obviously, everyone knows the premise, I think, from the trailer, but it does like kind of unfold in a very interesting way. Stavros is in it in one of like 4 or 5 roles in the whole movie. It's Stavi, and he's great in it.
Really?
So hot, big recommendation on Begonia. And then I don't think I'm allowed to say much on it because I don't think the review embargo is up yet, but the social embargo is. It's a weird thing. Marty Supreme, got to go see it with Owen Pavs and Fights this week. Chalamet was not in the theater, though I did AI generate a photo of me and him together in the theater to send to Tommy Smokes to try to make him jealous. It came out really good too. I mean, come on.
Did you get him?
No, Tommy, because unfortunately I've tried this with Tommy in the past, so he was onto my bit. I did kind of get Clemmer though. Clemmer was like, I don't know if that's real or not. And Tommy, you're an old man. It's fake. But I'll just say everyone that's saying, and this is been put out, it's not my take. Everyone that's saying it's Catch Me If You Can meets Uncut Gems is 1000% right. We've got Lukey Lunchbox from Barstool Idol in it. I hit him up after the movie. Again, I can't say too much. He's awesome in it. He has a real role. I'm whispering. He's awesome in the movie. We're proud of him. But again, I can't say too much. Marty Supreme, not saying anything.
If you whisper it, even if it's on camera and recorded, they can't get you in trouble. It's like the teacher not hearing you in class. So you're
that's what I mean. I just did the visual. Go on YouTube for my review.
You reminded me. I tweeted. I told you too. You mentioned Glenn Powell with the Running Man. I asked my dad. I said, Dad, did you ever watch Chad Powers? Because he said he was getting into it.
Yeah.
He couldn't speak. He was laughing so hard. He did the old man cough. He couldn't speak. Tears down his eyes, talking about like a few of the random jokes that came up. He goes, every time Chad Powers would get his little voice on and start like making stuff up, he goes, I couldn't stop laughing. And I go, yeah, that was easily the best part of the show. So Papa Clem approved, 2 thumbs up, 4 stars. We could say that. We don't have to whisper that one.
Oh yeah. That one.
Check that out if you haven't
yet. Yeah. Absolutely. Our guy, Michael Waldron, Marty Mush, got to meet Michael Waldron this week. He was out in LA for Hub's wedding, I think. Went out to lunch with Waldron. And I think he's got as big a man crush as we do, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But I'm those 3 movies in particular, I can't see, obviously, what is it, Begonia?
Begonia.
I can't see.
Which I didn't know was a remake either. It's a remake of a South Korean movie from like 2003.
You know, if it's a remake of a South Korean movie, it's usually fucking awesome. So that's
a good
omen
for them. They crush it. It's always like a weirdly good sign. Yeah, except I guess Old Boy is the famous one that Spike Lee did. It was horrible.
Fuck. You know what? It's a new era. Spike is the old news. Timmy's the new news. Obviously, different movie. He's our new Knicks fan, so we won't even hold Spike to that standard.
If hypothetically I saw Timothée Chalamet in a movie this week, this is a hypothetical movie. He was amazing in it. Hypothetically
speaking, purely hypothetically
speaking. Last week we started with a Stranger Things news story, and I didn't have much of a Stranger Things news story to start with this week, but this one's kind of Stranger Things related because it features Max from Stranger Things. Sadie
Right.
Sink has officially been cast in Avengers Secret Wars. Now, we already know she's going to be in the next Spider-Man movie, and they're being very secretive about what her character is going to be. She was asked about it on the Stranger Things red carpet, and she was like, I'm pretty sure this is the Stranger Things premiere, right? Let's talk about that. Like, she was not willing to disclose any details. Her being one of the first people cast in Secret Wars after like Robert Downey Jr. and like the main Fantastic Four cast, the people that we assumed have to be in the movie, has a lot of people saying, who the hell is she playing? Is she going to be a multiverse like Mayday Parker? Is she going to be Jennifer Carpenter, Spider-Woman? Because as we recapped with Jose Youngs, she initially was, featured prominently in Secret Wars. I don't know. But I am excited, especially after watching seasons 2 and 3. And I know it's like you almost can't judge her acting based on what she was doing as a kid, because now it was like 10 years ago, and I'm sure she's a much better actor. But I think she's great in Stranger Things. I think she's great in most things. I'm excited to see what the hell she's going to be playing in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, well, doing this rewatch was the perfect time that when this news comes out, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I like this actress. So I'm stoked for her. I don't know enough Spider-Man because obviously you have your MJ. She would have been a good MJ, hypothetically speaking.
And people have brought that up too. Is she a multiverse MJ?
Yeah.
Is he going to be like somehow his MJ's forgotten about him? Is he going to be pulled between two MJs? Is there room for that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it's all going to go. And the fact that she's good enough to be in Secret Wars or a big enough character. So excited, I feel like Marvel, you get the good actors, you give them the good parts, and hopefully the people in charge care about it and do work. So we're going to see where it goes from here, Bob.
And it's also, I think, a good sign that we know the Spider-Man movie is also going to lead into Secret Wars in a big way. I feel like it needs to. I think it would be weird if we get Doomsday and it's this big, oh my God, craziness. And then Spider-Man just feels disconnected, because we almost had that with, I think it was Captain Marvel came out in between. Yep. And it did feel disconnected. And maybe that was part of the reason people didn't vibe with it as much. I still sometimes go back and throw Captain Marvel on a Disney Plus. I find it to be a very easy comfort watch, just because of the 90s soundtrack, the DH Samuel L. Jackson. A lot of it's like in the daytime. I feel like that like also plays a factor. It's a bright movie. I kind of think that's underrated. I think I'm coming around like Captain Marvel. I kind of always have been the one to defend it.
God bless you choosing that as your comfort watch. I'll just leave it at that.
It's not my comfort. It's one of them. I said it's one of them. I posted last night. My new comfort watch is Superman. I've been putting on Superman in the background constantly.
I saw that was your flight watch, the flight comfort watch, which is understandable. I mean, I just go with I just rewatched Goodfellas. Just finished that the other day. That goes in the background. Infinity War, Endgame. Those are essentially just my comfort watches for Marvel now. I just stick with those. There's enough in those two. And then I'll go to Wolf of Wall Street's one of them as well. So,
although we're about to enter Christmas movie season, and those are the ultimate comfort watches as well.
Yep.
Like Home Alone, I'll watch a couple times before Christmas. I don't even care. I don't need to do one watch. I'll do 3 watches and enjoy it every time.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I even think the whole thing about when do you start the Christmas music decoration, have to wait to Thanksgiving. Listen, respect the bird, all that stuff. If a Christmas song comes on in the store, I'm not running in the store. If Home Alone finds its way on my TV, I'm not turning off Home Alone either. So I'm with you on that, Bob. I'm very excited. Ultimate comfort movies coming up this next month. Can't wait.
Now, looking back in the My Mom's Basement catalog, the history, I had an idea years ago. It was the Friday bonus episode 20 of My Mom's Basement. It was around episode 60, which we're now approaching 500. We did a Die Hard commentary for Christmas. A little later on, years later, episode 174 was a Batman Returns commentary for Christmas. I was thinking, do we run back a commentary as a holiday episode this year? Maybe do Home Alone, a movie that the two of us have seen 1,000 times, know like the back of our hand, love. I think that'd be fun.
I think that's a great idea. We've had the John Candy doc come out, obviously. Learned a lot of stuff from
a little more context, yeah.
And then all the movies that made us, we have all those fun facts we can just repeat on and just pass them off as our own. I like the way you're thinking, Bob.
I think it would be a fun, a little Home Alone commentary, fun facts about the movie. We'll do it in PJs. We'll get some cookies and milk, really do it up and make it a fun, holiday watch. I'm in Chicago for Christmas time. They've got it decorated. They got the wreaths up in the airport and everything. And that's what made me think of it.
I thought you meant the office was decorated.
No, the office
is nobody
yet, but O'Hare is.
Okay, that's fair. I can live with. When you're traveling, you just want a little bit of happiness when you land. I'm sure. So I'm cool with that. Plus, that's pretty cool that you got to see the airport dressed like it was for Home Alone.
That's what I mean.
That's
I was like,
very
it's
cool.
I realized my first time in Chicago around Christmas time where it looks like this because it reminds me of it every time. Doesn't matter if it's the dead of the summer. I'm like, oh, we're in the Home Alone airport.
You know what? I'm gonna win the Barstool Game of the Week this weekend, just so then I can go out and see it. So that's what I've decided to do. I've decided on this week. I'm gonna win the actual parlay, and then I'm gonna win the wheel. Two things that I can't do if I beg. I was actually trying to win this weekend because McCartney's out there for his concert, and I was gonna try to hopefully get out there
for Soldier Field. Is he doing? Wait, is he doing Soldier?
United Center, I believe.
I was gonna say it's too cold for that, right?
Yeah. You don't wheel out old man Paul McCartney.
No, he'll get the Robbie Fox Reynolds on his hands.
I guess it's not winter yet, but it's Chicago. It's winter
cold.
in Chicago. It's winter in
cold.
Chicago. I don't.
I mean, I'm sure true Chicago guys would call me a pussy for that, but I'm hearing it's cold.
Hey, Baba, you're kind of a pussy. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Another Marvel story, and this one is not like shocking, but Ryan Coogler confirms his next film will be Black Panther 3. Coming back to the MCU. He said work is starting on it now. And we recapped or mentioned months ago that Denzel Washington kind of spoiled that he's going to be in it. Denzel was like, I spoke to Ryan Coogler. He's writing a part for me. I mean, you're getting the gang back together. Ludwig has to be doing the score. You've got Denzel joining the fold. This is going to be awesome.
Hand up. When I heard the news, I was surprised because I didn't realize it was coming that, and I guess I don't know how shooting movies and the schedule, timeline, all that stuff. So when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, this is real and it's happening. It's, man, that guy. He didn't
take a break either. He just got done promoting Sinners. He's not done because the Oscars are coming up.
Yeah, and there's certain people that they hired. It's like, man, thank God you hired that guy, right? Robert Downey Jr. is always discussed because he was the one who kind of brought it into this new era, and Coogler is up there for all the shit he's done. He's only gotten bigger and better ever since.
And there was a tweet that went viral this week. I shouldn't even bring it up because it's so stupid. But some guy, some wannabe composer, some bedroom musician said this is a travesty that Homer's Odyssey is going to have to be scored by some rinky-dink hip-hop producer who doesn't know how to compose. He's talking about our boy Ludwig here. We're talking about the guy who he said he doesn't have any distinct themes. The guy who wrote the fucking theme for The Mandalorian doesn't have any distinct themes. The guy who wrote Can You Hear the Music for Oppenheimer, the guy who did the tribal war drums in Black Panther. It was so, I mean, he got rightfully ratioed and roasted all over. He was trying to tweet videos of him playing piano. He's like, oh, I know how to play that. Nobody cares what you know how to play, buddy. You didn't write the fucking score of The Mandalorian.
The nerve, Bob.
The nerve. Oh, disgusted me. Disgusted.
I mean, it's not often you take shots at a fellow musician, too. That's how I knew you were serious.
Well, it's him taking shot. He's saying this hip hop producer to lower him to that level. Bro, he's an Oscar-winning fucking producer. Like, what are you talking about?
Your shot was a retaliatory shot, in all fairness to you and any musician who's appalled by how mad you are at it.
Yes. And speaking of Christopher Nolan, in just Ludwig doing Oppenheimer and whatnot, we got kind of a first look at the Odyssey this week. We had that one picture of Matt Damon, but there were a bunch of pictures that went on, might have been Empire magazine, and it's nothing shocking. It looks like what you would imagine the Odyssey to look like. But we have our first look at Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway and John Leguizamo. Who did you see that picture of him?
No, let me look that up.
All right, you have to look this up. It looks nothing like him. I was like, what are you talking about? That's John Leguizamo. Anne Hathaway looks like Anne Hathaway. John Bernthal looks like John Bernthal. Tom Holland looks like Tom Holland. But it's cool. And there was a story that came out that Tom Holland called the head of Sony and arranged a 70mm screening of Lawrence Arabia for the entire cast on one of their off days. They watched the 4-hour cut of it on one of apparently the most beautiful prints of the movie to still exist. And everyone was like, yeah, Tom Holland basically swung his Spider-Man dick and said, hey, Sony, you're going to do what I say here.
Oh man, I saw that was such a move, and I'm sure those actors, they try to big dick each other without making it too obvious.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, I got the Sony guy, I got the cards to play. I'm looking at this Leguizamo. I honestly would not, if you give me 1,000.
Crazy,
guesses,
right?
I wouldn't have guessed Leguizamo was that character. Swinner, or Is he Eumaeus or Swinard? I don't know.
See, I read the Odyssey like everyone else did in school. I don't remember pretty much anything except the sirens and the Cyclops and the big things that everyone knows. Character name other than fucking Odysseus and his son Telemachus, whatever. I forgot a lot of it. And I don't think I'm going to refresh my memory before the movie. I think I'm going to go in and just fucking be mind blown.
I kind of want to go in blank so that I'm not looking for this person.
Exactly. I don't want to see differences. And
yeah, it's so he plays the swineherd in the Odyssey. And I guess that swineherd, whatever that means, is Eumaeus. So there we go.
We have some nerds listening right now. Like, how do you not know the Odyssey on a nerd podcast? We're into a different Homer. We like the other Homer on this podcast.
I was the book guy on the Dog Walk draft.
You were the book knower, yeah.
But this is I never read the Odyssey. The Odyssey was read to me in history class, probably because our like sixth grade brains wouldn't have been able to comprehend the literature that was being written on those pages.
Before we move any further, let's tell everyone about Tushy. Tushy is the everyday luxury bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. They sent me a shirt, Clem. I was wearing it on the Halloween stream. Said, ask me about my butthole. The Tushy shirt. Unreal shirt. Outrageous. Tushy is the perfect gift to indulge every personality on your list. The Tushy bidet is the daily techie luxury that's refreshingly practical and easy to use. 99% of people who wash with Tushy Wave feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. Tushy Wave instantly modernizes your daily routine in bathroom with a super sleek seat plus 2 separate front and rear nozzles. You're hitting it from every angle. Boom, 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 every angle. Every Tushy bidet easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. It's great. Remember, a-hole is only a naughty word if you wipe. Ooh, for a limited time, our listeners will get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code BASEMENT at checkout. It won't be your last bidet order, though. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with promo code BASEMENT. Ask me about my butthole shirt. It's a real conversation starter.
I remember Large had one. I think he brought it home and his kids opened it up and was like, whoa, what's in it? That was when he was like pretty new at Barstool too. It was a real like welcome to Barstool moment for the family, at least. Bidet owner here, Tushy. My Tushy was installed by a friend of mine because I was like, I'm not even handy. He's not a handy guy either. He did it in like 10 minutes. I couldn't believe how easy it was. And I said this on the last episode. I am getting a bidet for the master bathroom as well. Okay. Just go to Reddit and put in like, or Google and then put the word Reddit at the end. Like, what is something you should buy, or what's a luxury, or what's like a cheaper luxury that everyone should have? And I'm telling you, in the top 5 answers, bidet. It's usually number 1, and it's always in the top 5.
People like a good mattress and a bidet.
Yes, it's different. It's a game changer, absolute game changer. And again, if there's another pandemic, you don't got to worry about people hoarding toilet paper.
Absolutely. Oh, I remember that. Me and Trent walking around New York looking for toilet paper. That was outrageous. Some kind of basement related news stories to end it before we get into Stranger Things. They're starting to talk about Zombieland 3 for 2029 already. And I thought that seems like a far out place to start talking about that. But I didn't realize Zombieland came out in 2009. Zombieland 2 came out in 2019. And they're just going to maybe do a sequel every 10 years. Kind of love that. They have the structure of the like Linklater Before trilogy. Love the idea of that. I love the Zombieland movies. 1 more than 2, way more than 2. But I think 2 is also pretty good. Have you seen them?
I have not. I am a sucker for all sorts of like consistency. Every 10 years you have another thing.
I think you would like it. It's not like scary. I know you're not a scary movie guy. It's very funny.
Now this is not the same people as Hot Fuzz and all that stuff, right?
No, that would be Edgar Wright, who did The Running Man.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is just another, like, Hot Fuzz was its own thing. Zombieland. Okay, I got you. By the way,
the Dead you're thinking of, right?
Yeah.
That's got similar, like, yeah.
That's okay. So Shaun of the Dead was the one that I have seen. Shaun of the Dead. I have not seen Zombieland. By the way, I did watch Caught Stealing the other day, and that actor rules. What's his name? The actor that
Austin
I didn't
Butler.
know. Austin Butler. And what's he supposedly going to be in the future, or rumored, or whatever?
He might be in Miami Vice with Michael B. Jordan.
Sold.
Which can't be dog shit, right? Can't be.
Dog shit proof. Hashtag dog shit proof. And
yeah, that's the hashtag for this week.
That is my number 2 pairing behind Chalamet and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. And Austin Butler was also in talks to be in this Heat sequel, which is casting. They just cast Christian Bale, I think, is Val Kilmer's character. I think they were talking about Austin Butler also playing like a younger version of Val Kilmer's character or something. Leo's in talks. I mean, the Adam Driver's in talks. The names that are being floated around. I believe people really like the book that it's based on. I think Michael Mann wrote a Heat sequel book.
Really?
Yeah, and I think people like it. So I don't know. He was an all-time, like I watched it for the first time last year, all-time lived up to the hype movie for me. Like that diner scene that I had spent my whole life hearing about, I was like, holy fuck. And it makes sense being The Dark Knight. Check that off your bucket list here, your bingo card. The Dark Knight was mostly like inspired by Heat. Like when you ask Christopher Nolan, what's the one movie that inspired it the most, he would say Heat. And it makes sense that why I would like it so much being a Dark Knight fan, like reverse engineering.
Yeah, I have to go back because I watched it once and I remember it was like a weird watch. I had stuff going on. It wasn't like straight through. So I was like, man, that just wasn't for me. But I've heard nothing but great things. And the way this cast is coming together for 2,
crazy.
It's going to have to be a rewatch anyway on its own. So I'm going to have to jump back and do that. That's very high on the list now. I'm going to have to watch that before the Christmas movies start, though. After Stranger Things is done, before the Christmas movies start. I think
you'll really like it. Like, I think on a rewatch, you'll really like Heat. I don't know if you'll like this. Live action Moana trailer dropped this week. Our guy, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's given the thumbs down on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast feed already, you're anti live action Moana.
It's the prequel trilogy. I'm acting like it doesn't exist.
Really? Oh, but the kids are going to be excited for it when they see trailers, are they not?
I mean, Moana 2 was
I think it's going to be forced into your life.
No, I thought the same.
She never saw Moana 2. I'm just realizing I'm a huge Moana guy. I never saw 2.
Moana is my favorite Disney movie of all time, and that's someone who has The Lion King and Toy Story in his top 20. So Moana, it has family value. It has like family meaning, right? Because Sienna was obsessed with it. I love all the music. I mean, Lin-Manuel crushed it. And then 2 came out. And I was like, this is going to be terrible. It was not. It wasn't
fine, right?
Yeah, it was like not straight to DVD bad, but it was pretty close.
Was it aggressively mid?
Aggressively mid, yes, it was aggressively mid, and it got to the point where it's like, all right, this really didn't be done. But I think there was a lot of reasoning. Like I think Lin-Manuel was doing the music for the. He was doing one of the Lion King,
yeah,
live action movies. I fucking hate all the live action movies. I hate them all. They're never as good as.
And the fact that we call them live action movies, this trailer was as cartoonish as the cartoon.
Exactly, it was so. It's like, dude, think of something that's not the Kakamora, which almost have to be like ridiculous CGI kind of.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know how they could have done Tamatoa. I mean, I know all the fucking names. I called myself Atatoa last night because I was the crab. So I love this fucking franchise. And it's like they motherfucked 2, they motherfucked the live version. But I'm like, there is a chance 3 is gonna be awesome. There's rebound. A chance it's the Die Hard with a Vengeance of these.
Get Lin-Manuel back.
Yes, they need that. That is number 1. You need Lin-Manuel more than The Rock, I think, almost at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that music, they have so many good songs. I mean, Shiny's like the 5th popular song on the friggin' musical, and it's amazing. It's like a cool Bowie song. I'm kind of out on it too. I'm not super out on it. I'm not like writing it off for good like you are. I'm just like, again, why are we doing this? It's a retweet on the brand. That's what Disney's doing. They're retweeting Moana back into everyone's timeline so that we buy merch again.
Yep. And again, so if the kids demand to go, I'll go. Because if the songs are the same and just to see, again, I love the fucking movie. I love the franchise. If they want to go, I'll go. I am not going to be like, hey, kids, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Let's get out there and see more. I will not be the one driving this train. If they want to go, I'll definitely go. If the reviews are spectacular, and I'm talking I feel like the critics usually love it. It's like the people at home say it sucks. I just like, come on, man. Just show a little. How do they keep raising the prices and everything, and they haven't had an original idea in like 10 years? It's crazy.
I know.
I'm going to go down a Disney path with ESPN and this YouTube TV nonsense. I hate all these motherfuckers. All they do is they're just buying stuff. They buy the rights to everything. They just bought MLB TV. They have the NFL Network, and they're just going to take everything we love and be like, if you want to look at this, you have to pay us $1,000. And if you want to go,
now you sound like Frank the Tank. Now you sound like Frank.
I'm going down a bad road, Bob. I'll just say this to all the parents out there, or future parents to be. Thank God I took my kids to Disney 3 years ago, because the prices now are ridiculous. And trust me, they were ridiculous back then, and it's only going to get worse in the next 10 years. So I'm done. Frank the Tank is out here. Clem the Tank is out. Continue with your notes, Bob.
That really was a Frank. They're going to charge us $1,000. The only other news story I had before we get into Stranger Things seasons 2 and 3 was the Hunger Games prequel trailer. This is the prequel about Haymitch and the first quarter quell, the 25th Hunger Games. Now, they did a prequel already on President Snow when he was in the Hunger Games. It was pretty good. I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good. This one, I think, looks incredible in terms of casting. You've got Glenn Close. You've got young Haymitch, obviously. You have Ray Fiennes playing a young President Snow. You have Elle Fanning playing a young Effie Trinket. You have Jesse Plemons playing a young Pluta, who was Philip Seymour Hoffman in the Hunger Games. I love the Hunger Games movies. I only read the first book. I've said this before, I think. I read the first Hunger Games book before the first movie because all my cousins were into it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I got to get into this. I loved the book. Maybe my favorite book I ever read. That and The Martian are like the two. I saw the movie and I liked the movie so much that I was like, well, I don't want to read the next book. I don't want to get the next movie spoiled for me. So I was out on the books, and I just was a movie guy from then on out. But I think the second Hunger Games movie is one of my favorite action movies of all time. So I'm excited for this. I think the cast is incredible. Again, I didn't love the last prequel. I thought it was fine, but I just like the universe. It's like a fun universe to make more movies in.
Yeah, so I think I've said on the podcast, my wife was a diehard book reader. Like, she got into this and Twilight back when we were both like right out of college, living together, before kids and all that stuff, before we were married. And she was obsessed. And then I'd see these movies with her, and I liked them. I had a lot of fun in the movies. I wouldn't read the books. It's like, and then it was like, why would I anyway? I want to not have the movie spoiled for me. When you told me about the trailer, I was like, didn't this come out? Wasn't there a prequel years ago? Or I was like, is this been in production this whole time? So, okay, this is the second one. Now, this happens before the events of Jennifer Lawrence, right? By far.
Yes. Yeah. Because Haymitch is her sponsor. He's her coach through it all. And she competes in, I think it's the second Hunger Games, in the 75th Hunger Games. And that's the quarter quell. Everything gets crazy. And he's he has the experience. It's like, I was in a quarter quell, and he tells her the horror stories from it. And we're going to get to see that, which I think is really cool as well. And it's like you did when it was the Jennifer Lawrence Hunger Games. That was the 74th and 75th and 76th Hunger Games, I think. So you have 75 Hunger Games worth of content to go back and do. If you want to do it as an animated show, one of them, if you want to do it as it's almost perfectly built in you could do 75 prequels if you want.
Yeah, and then you could one day start making sequels into the future. So, however, somehow Palpatine comes back.
I'll take them all. I'll take them all.
And honestly, when you sent me the trailer, I was like, all right, and it looked good. And then I was looking at the cast, and I was like, you said all those people. Kieran Culkin's in it.
Kieran Culkin playing a young Stanley Tucci as well. That casting was that's awesome.
Maya Hawke, obviously, who's big in Stranger Things with us right now in our world. Judd Apatow's daughter from
Maud, right?
Which is that?
Maud or Iris?
Iris. Which one's Iris? Is that the younger one or the older one?
I think it's the younger one.
The younger one. They're both in Knocked Up, right? They're the kids in Knocked Up.
Yeah, and Maud is in Euphoria. She's got a real role in Euphoria.
She's the one who Googled murder, right? That line still kills me.
I think so.
That is such a thing that like AJ probably would have said that 3 years ago. Googled murder.
But yeah, I think just keep your eye on that because insane cast, and I think it's a cast big enough that I feel like it's going to have a much bigger marketing push than the last prequel, which had Rachel Ziegler in it, but she was kind of just she was the star in it. This one has a dozen stars. It's crazy.
This is not Odyssey level, but it's a tier below that in terms of
for young adults. Holy shit. Yeah.
Oh, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That was the other one.
And this one is the Reaping
Reaping,
Sunrise on
the
the
sunrise
Reaping?
of the weeping of the
Yeah.
reaping. Yeah. This one more so than that one, more so than the 2023 one, the Songbirds and Snakes. I have like Fortnite vibes because I honestly like Fortnite is like
It's,
the
well, it's
modern
bright, right,
Hunger
too?
Games, right?
Like,
Yeah, it's
when they
very
go into
much
the middle,
like
I
it.
said it looks like Midsommar, that Florence Pugh movie that takes place in like the Swedish
Mm.
fields with all the flowers, and it's like, but it looks cool, and I'm excited for this because in the last one, the Hunger Games themselves were kind of the disappointing part. It was like kind of very rushed and quick. And it was, I guess it was considered like, it was maybe the first Hunger Games or one of the first Hunger Games. So it was just a small arena. I like when it's a fucking battlefield. Give me the Fortnite style, like the original ones. I like that more.
And by the way, for the people listening that still have no interest or have interest, but like I've been dragging their feet, don't blame you. Simpsons is done on the 29th, guys. So either get in fucking
You gotta
Springfield.
get in on it. Yeah.
I played like 5 times and I just walk around. I get killed pretty quickly. And then I just dive in. I go to Mr. Burns' mansion. Then I go to the power plant. Then I go to Homer and Ned Flanders. You got to get into Springfield now because it's so fucking awesome. I don't understand. They really should just offer $10 download. Like, even if it's not something that you fight people, but just walk around and have the map.
Yeah.
I would have so
even
much
fun. Retire the maps and then make them just like museums, just walk around and like have fun in them like that. The Star Wars map would be fun to go back and like walk around, and that was awesome. And I did get hit and run, and it arrived to the office. So I'm thinking about maybe putting together like a big stream with a bunch of us that like The Simpsons. If we could get a day where you're going to be in the city and we all kind of just go back and forth, passing the controller, telling funny Simpson stories. I think it could be fun. Not crazy. I'm not talking 24-hour or anything like that, but maybe just 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, something like that long, where it feels like a little party.
Man, we had 2 of my favorite Simpsons people ever at this company, and one's, I guess, technically still here, and one is obviously the McMahon and General Smitty. Those are 2.
I know.
Deep ball knowledge.
I wish it could be WWE style, glass shatters and Smitty's in the stream. I wish.
That's all it took was Simpsons streaming. I mean, that he built that bad boy, right? He built the first stream ever was those 2 guys.
Run. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that would be fun. So stay tuned for that too. And if anyone has like ideas for how that could be a fun stream or what you would want to see in that realm, maybe we could do it like, could we play Simpsons Arcade for an hour, Simpsons Hit and Run for an hour, like maybe like take it through the airs? I don't know.
I don't know how long the Simpsons arcade game is. I beat it, no big deal. But I feel like it can't be more than an hour. So we do that. We do some hit and run. One of my long-standing podcast like ideas or something I'd love to do is just go episode by episode of The Simpsons and just do like a 20-minute recap.
Ever done that?
I mean,
so much.
Not
obviously,
here,
it'd be crazy amount. Yeah.
I mean, you don't only do the
to,
golden years you have to do. You don't have to do it after season 8 or 10. But I remember when I think it was like Coley and Tyler I wanted to do it with, or and then Smitty. Obviously, I think Dev's big into it. There's a lot of people. That humor very much set the foundation, I think, for a lot of people here. And then The Wire was the other one. Me and Trent Daddy get in the booth.
Yeah,
I know RDT wanted to do some
We'll
stuff.
get to that one day on the basement. I'll get
fucking better, Bob. You fucking better. I keep seeing the bunk out there. I'm gonna be getting.
I know.
Sick. Oh, and then I watched Goodfellas the other day, and I realized Clay Davis is the doctor that gives him like medicine when he picks up.
Bunk is in it. I was gonna say no way.
He's another guy from The Wire, and then the brother is the crazy dude from Superbad with the long hair, which I never noticed. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
I know what you're talking about though.
Not Superbad, Superbad, yeah.
All right, before we get into Stranger Things season 2 and 3, recapping those 2 seasons together, let's tell everyone about New Amsterdam Vodka. This episode is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. It's the official vodka of Barstool Sports, the official vodka of the UFC, and in our opinion, it's the official vodka of winning. New Amsterdam's a champion vodka. They'll be sponsoring the show tomorrow night, or maybe tonight as you're listening to this in Chicago. The Pink Whitney tour is all sponsored thanks to New Amsterdam. It's powered by New Amsterdam. You match it up against any other vodka out there, and oh boy, it's a TKO for New Amsterdam. I say it's not even a TKO. It's a walk-off knockout for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view fight at your favorite bar or hanging out at home listening to the Spin and Backfist podcast talk about it, celebrate your wins with insanely smooth New Amsterdam vodka. We've got some fights this weekend, some early fights. They're in Qatar this weekend. Looking forward to it. Celebrate with New Amsterdam and find your wins with New Amsterdam Vodka. We love New Amsterdam. Pink Whitney, regular. You can't go wrong with any of their products.
Pink Whitney is a staple. I'm buying a Pink Whitney for the Christmas party I'm going to in a couple weeks, and it's always just a crowd pleaser. Huge crowd pleaser.
All right, Stranger Things. We'll start with season 2. We'll go into season 3 afterwards. Season 2, I feel like right now is looked at as the worst season of Stranger Things. Maybe because of the, weird gang stuff with 8 and all of that, like side story, the almost like superhero-esque origin they try to give 11 and learning her powers and whatnot. Upon rewatch, this might not come of a shock to anybody. I'm just like, this is still great television. Like, what's considered the worst season of this show still has so many amazing moments. You've got our sweet Prince Bob in this season. It's like the Bob season alone, it's not that bad, guys. It's got a lot of good stuff. It's got some great visuals. I think the visual in episode 1, one of the first things you see in the arcade when Will walks out and he sees the fucking mind flare in the lightning and everything. I think that's one of the best visuals the show's ever had. And there's so many like random things throughout. You get the introduction of Max in this season, everything about like the mind flare season. You get Reiser in the I forgot that Paul Reiser was in the show this early.
Me too.
Like that was something that took me by surprise as well. So what were your overall like broad thoughts on season 2 upon rewatch?
So I've been like, I searched best Stranger Things season because this is my plan. I think I want to rank them. I want to rank after this. After we're done with 2 and 3, we'll rank, and then we'll re-rank after 4. And I don't imagine these will stay the same. But I don't know how I felt about. I don't ever think I thought about it in terms of the seasons because I only watched them once, and I kind of forget. It gets cloudy. Like I didn't realize Billy and Mad Max were in this either. I thought that was season 3.
So did I. That's such a weird, maybe Mandela effect thing. But as soon as they went to the arcade, I remembered her having the high score. And
yeah, because that's the high score. Yeah, exactly. My wife's like, no, I'm telling you, Mad Max is in this season because it's the arcade. I'm like, no, you're way off here, girl. And yeah, she's right as usual.
I forgot we got 2 seasons of Billy. Like Billy, I viewed as like the season 3 guy because he gets the mind flayer in him and whatnot.
He's the final boss in season 3, but he really does. He's a bigger asshole somehow too, and he isn't murdering people in season 2. First of all, it has to be said. You said it already. R.I.P. my dog, Bob the Brain. I can tell you one thing that I know by the end of this rewatch, and then by the end of season 5, Bob the Brain will be the best human we meet in this show, and it's not even close. The science teacher you could put up there. If you have there's a certain kid that you like or whatever, maybe I'm telling you, Bob the Brain is 1-1 with a motherfucking bullet. Bob the hero, Bob the Brain, awesome. And like I love that, like with Bob the Brain, Reiser, all these guys who are known quantities that were also like huge in the 80s in their own right, which I love as well.
Such perfect casting.
Dipping into the nostalgia. They hammer the nostalgia, the arcade, the sign, the fucking Russian who was basically just the Terminator, the Russian version of Terminator, the Cheetos bag that the guy's eating out of, Russians being a villain, like just being a thing that was such a big thing in the 80s. So I loved it all. Also, I just had to shout out this. He's a very big character, but the kid with the long hair that works at the arcade is such and I must
with Nancy, right? That
yes, I must have known a kid like that because I'm like, that is the most 80s kid. You have these big mongoloid kids, these big oafs with the long hair, but they were nerdy. They kind of had a heart of gold, and I thought that kid was awesome. The Ghostbusters costumes, again,
that too. Like I forgot, like that's such a great moment in Stranger Things. Like in the overall scheme of things, them showing up in the Ghostbusters costumes and nobody in school being dressed up, like that's an iconic Stranger Things moment.
That's great. And honestly, I thought the Ghostbusters was season 1. So my like timing on everything is way off. The one thing I remember is in the Halloween episode with Ghostbusters, 3 Musketeers gets kind of shit on.
Yeah.
And we could talk about this with season 3 as well. It all lumps together. It goes back to what we said in season 1. I'm at the point now where I was like, oh, Stranger Things does such cool things with nostalgia, to the point where I feel like they're bankrolled literally by like the junk food companies
Yeah.
and a couple other things, because
Get it back in
it's
people's minds. Retweet their
shameless.
stuff.
Like by season 3, they're just showing Coca-Cola on the screen and just putting it into
Yeah.
the camera. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I noticed that too. Season 3 has way more than the first 2.
And if you guys haven't been out to the grocery store lately, I'm telling you right now, it's out there. A whole bunch of products where they're using their stuff from the 80s, and it's for Stranger Things. It's your Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, they're
it's
doing
your there's a Doritos, a special Doritos. Have you seen that one?
I like that. No, but I love that old Doritos bag. Like I could picture it.
It's dope. Yeah, the
It's got a
bag
great
is
design.
awesome.
Yeah, it's what they did for Fantastic Four. They did some of the old like cereal boxes, which was great.
Exactly. I'll tell you right now, it's Cool Ranch and pizza. And I thought it was going to be some Cool Ranches and some pizza. No. Smashed up.
Oh.
It's not great. You try it once. But if
Yeah,
you want to
I
get
would
it,
try it.
Just bring the bag home. It looks cool. I'll tell you, that's a Snack Boys review. I didn't do one on video. I'll give you.
Are you more nacho cheese or Cool Ranch typically, or like normal flavors?
Nacho cheese is my 1-1 snack. Number one with
really? I didn't even know that about you.
Not a bullet, a nuclear bomb. Whatever it is in those has me hooked. That used to be my go-to.
I like them,
movie
but it's
snack.
far from my go-to snack or chip. Like I like Doritos, but I can't call myself a real ball knower. Like my favorite form of Doritos is the Locos Taco. That's where I feel that they're truly perfected. I do like the chili ones, the purple bag. I think those are awesome.
Purple bag have moved up to a whole new level. The fact that they have them in like all different sizes, they have them in like the beef jerky form. That's how you know they've hit with the flavors when they start really branching out. And I don't know if they've had them in Taco Bell form, which is, that's the final. That's the Vecna.
I don't think they have. I would know.
I'm dying. Yes, I'm dying for. And listen, Cool Ranch. I'm cool with Cool Ranch. To all the Cool Ranch people, you guys are my friends. But I'm telling you, like, more than any kind of chips, more than any kind of, shit, probably even can't. It's like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Starburst, and Doritos. Those are my big 3 in terms of one of each part of the brand there. Yeah. Die Hard.
As far as season 2 goes, how do you feel about Hopper's storyline of season 2? I felt like Hopper stuff is a little bit weak here, if I'm being honest. The tunnel stuff, the pumpkin patch stuff, it's fine. It's like a mystery is building to it and whatnot, but it almost felt like they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, it feels like it does lose its way. It's like they deleted. There was when you learn in a movie that like a storyline or an actor was removed and then the building blocks don't stack as cleanly. That's what I do feel like with Hopper's. But I was fine with it. I actually that's one thing I remember is Hopper being in like that little tunnel upside down place. So that was one thing that did stick in my mind from this season once we got it going.
And what about the goth kids that 11 goes and trains with? The part of the season that I would say is the most maligned. People hate it. I forgot they opened the season with it too, which it's a cool sequence when they open it with the cops getting into the crash in front of the tunnel. And then there was nothing in front of them. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? There's 8. We know there's more. I thought like they built it up good. They definitely could have executed it better. There was a few moments with them where I was rolling my eyes.
So I think when you go back to like, I'm looking up like what are the worst seasons. It usually ends up on a Reddit board and you have everyone. And that is usually when they say 2, that is one of the main references, if not like the number 1 by far. This kind of goes into like, I kind of get like Obi-Wan series vibes with it, the Spy Kids stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, this just doesn't.
Boba Fett, but
Boba Fett, yeah. And Obi-Wan has,
it's actually a good comparison.
It's just the kids don't really work. I think the idea of like introducing 8 or someone else with those powers is cool.
They did a better job in season 4 with the other introductions. Like they almost like took another stab at it.
So, and then I see them obviously in the beginning. I'm like, all right, this is the season where this happens, and I'm expecting like 2 to 3 episodes worth of it, and then it just doesn't come, and it doesn't come, and the main story is cooking. And I'm like, holy shit. We end episode 6 and I'm like, let's go. We have only 2 episodes left. The fact they took episode 7, the penultimate royalty in the HBO, in the Game of Thrones world, at least. And they brought that stupid ass story. It's like, I realized it was the timing of it all, along with it just being clunky. That's, I think, was a double doozy. If that happens episode 3,
I
it
think it was
doesn't
right
get
before
remembered.
the penultimate too, actually. At least in my notes, I have it as.
Oh, so that's 7. Yes, I'm sorry, because there's
Yeah.
9 episodes in 2. Is that what
Yeah.
it is? Okay,
Yep.
I'm sorry. So anyway, it's the end of the
But
season,
still,
and
yeah.
you're in like we're in the final countdown for the main story, and then you just get this whole, and this is true. My wife just goes, I'm going to start fast forwarding here. And we kind of like
Yeah,
skipped
that's fair.
a little. And I was like, honestly, in a rewatch, I don't need to see this again. We watched.
Yeah.
It's not like we just skipped the whole episode.
You've seen it before, yeah.
And I'm like, this is really bad. I don't know if it holds up as bad as it is in my head, but it's pretty fucking close, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, it was worse than I remembered it, because I remembered going on the KFC radio podcast and the recap and really defending it. And now I'm like, I probably wouldn't defend it as much as I did back then. This is also where we get Dustin and Steve bonding. Like, that stuff is so good. You fall in love with Steve. So good. And one of my favorite tropes in anything. I love in Freaks and Geeks when James Franco comes down and plays Dungeons and Dragons with the nerds. And it's like, when Fonzie hangs with fucking, Cunningham, it's like, everything about that trope I love, and the way Stranger Things like executes it in a very 80s way is nice. And then in a very 80s fashion, ending the season with the snowball, like just the visuals of that, like the tinsel curtains they have, and it's a great way to like, again, like invoke just visuals of the 80s that are perfect.
And like the whole gets denied by the girl. It's very 80s music that they're playing, right, and dancing to. So I'm with you on that. I also forgot how much of a dick Mike is to Max the whole time.
He is a dick to Matt. And then I forgot that too. Like I felt like a disappointed parent with Mike this season.
And
I was like, come on, Mike. What are you doing, Mike? I know that's not you.
I don't remember if I have anything written about him in 3. I don't think I do. We'll see what happens in 4. I think when it all comes down to it, he might be my least favorite of the kids is Mike. And I really do start.
I like them all, but you're right. It's like, who am I going to say I like less than Mike?
I'll tell you right now, I like Dustin more than Mike. That's a fucking
Dustin easy. Dustin's the best. And this was you get the but that's season 3. I was going to say the Susie stuff.
Will gets like a curve because he was in the Upside Down. He's a weirdo that had some really serious shit, so he almost doesn't even count.
Yeah,
and Lucas is awesome.
Count.
Lucas is
awesome. I kind of think Mike is awesome too, for the most part. He does have his disappointing moments in this season, though.
And like listen, everything that he is with Elle in terms of being like the kid that isn't hanging out with the boys as much, because you completely understand it. But then like to just be such a dick to Max,
I know
that goes above and beyond like fucked up. So I did not like that. Steve's redemption arc. This is really where like my switch turns on him, where I'm like, nope, we're cool. I do appreciate that even Dustin has his dark side by hiding Dart. The whole beginning of Dart is fun. And then once the cat, that was the moment of all fun. Yeah. I still remember that. Billy, I'm like, man, he's such a bad boy. I love Billy. I just fucking love how much. And I'm like, Jackson Dart's kind of the bad boy. And then Billy's a racist, flat out. Like, you just are realizing this Lucas stuff is deeper than, which again, I'm sure was even more prevalent in the 80s. That's probably not true, but whatever.
That almost reminded me of It, because like they do the thing in It where like it has corrupted the town basically to hate and racism and stuff like that. So I almost felt like, were they trying to invoke a little bit of like It inspiration with some of it in terms of how the season unpacked, especially like with the Demogorgon stuff?
I read something online, I think it was on one of the red threads, where it said that Bob was haunted by a clown when he grew up in Maine in the whatever it was, 50s or 70s or whatever. And the timelines do add up, right? So that's crazy. The kill everyone else line from Will, I'm like, oh shit! Like we had the whole he's a spy, and that whole thing I thought was very cool. That was a very cool, like,
just the mind flayer as like a way to like one up season 1, and this season works so well.
And then this is another guy I didn't realize we get so early, is Maury.
I have the exact same thoughts as you. I don't know how the Mandela effect hit us in the same way, but like I didn't think we got Billy so early. I didn't think we got Paul Reiser this early. I didn't think we got. It's weird how it hits with that, and maybe it's because like it was so long ago that we just kind of like push everything together in our brains, everything before season 4. But yeah, like again, same thing.
I think season 4 is going to have a lot of stuff where like, oh, I forgot about that. Because if we're bumping
Yeah.
everything from 2 to 3, then everything from 3 would be in 4.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's like there's the pizza stuff. They're in California, half of them. Hopper's in Russia or whatever. And they are all separated again until they're not. So just Maury also, though, very creepy. Like those are children based. They're 19 at most. And he's like, you guys are going to drink and then fuck in my house. Like, dude.
Super creepy. I remember that being creepy in the moment too.
Yes. And I said that in the moment.
Fuck yeah.
And listen, in the 80s, everything was fucking going on.
Yeah, that was probably happening in the 80s. Weird shit like that. Yeah.
But the weird guy, the conspiracy theorist guy, then doing that, kind of gross.
And then so season 2 is like
MVP,
the
LVP.
Oh, season 2. LVP, you might be onto something with Mike. Like there were moments where it was, and I don't want to give it to him, but it's like you got to wait. He's such a big character. It's like you're not going to give it to whatever. MVP of season 2. I'm not going to give it to Billy.
Billy, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I can't give it to Billy. Yeah, but he tries to run them over with his car. I'm like, this guy's even worse than I remember.
He plays that prototypical 80s villain so well in the mullet, and like he's got those like eyelashes that looks like he's wearing mascara and everything about it.
You know what I'm gonna do?
MVP's Bob. It's Bob.
That's Ohtani this year. Pitches,
come on,
it's everything. It's Bob. Yeah, that's fair point.
And it's his like commemorative tribute award as well.
You know what? We're naming it the Bob the Brain MVP award.
MVP award. Forward. Yeah. That's nice.
And then I guess Billy is the LVP award, even though he's never the LVP. It's just he's such a dickhead. I feel like we have to say it.
He's like the perfect you love to hate him heel. You know? We get that in wrestling and we get it in Stranger Things.
The casting agent is honestly the MVP because every person whoever nailed Billy, fucking 1,000 out of 10. And all these people, like, again, the big idiot with the fucking arcade. I'm like, that dude is pure 80s right there. They absolutely fucking crushed it. By the way, did you see that report that they said the original script, and I don't know how much of this shit is true. A lot of their stuff's getting debunked by the Duffer Brothers themselves. They said one of the originally possessed Will was going to kill Bob.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I don't
would ever forgive Will, even if he was possessed.
Exactly. I think that would have been a bridge too far for even Jules.
Yeah.
You know, where now they can remember Bob, and Will did play a hand in that, but it wasn't obviously Will. He just played a role in it. But man, I don't think I would have liked that. So I'm happy that did not come on screen, whether or not it was true.
And Bob, it's like Bob gets more of a heroic sacrifice. It's about him. It'd be a little more about Will in that way, like. Season 2, I was going to say, is the arcade season in my mind in terms of nostalgia. We're hitting that arcade over and over again. Dig Dug. Season 3, very much the mall season, where we bring malls and fluorescent neon lights into the fray. The Battle of Starcourt being the finale title. I absolutely love that. Sounds like it would be the title of a book that you pick up, like those weird sci-fi goosebumpsy type books. And this is where we get the Susie and Dustin stuff. We get Billy obviously being the big final boss. As we mentioned, this is more of the Billy season. The colors in this season feel like everything gets a little brighter. Everything gets a little like the stuff that Eleven's wearing with the almost Dan Flash's style. 80s stuff. And just more good stuff. Like this one, I remembered being good in the moment. Like I remember thinking season 3 was a bit of a bounce back from season 2, even though I liked season 2. I was like, I think season 3 kind of outdid it. We're gonna rank them, so I'll save my thoughts till we rank them, but it was just it was good, and I remembered it being good. It maybe didn't have as high of highs as season 2 at points, but was more consistent. Do you agree with that?
So I'll get into with the rankings. I do think the mall, the casting, like the name Starcourt is just, I mean, if there was actually a Starcourt mall, I'll take some credit away. But if they just came out with that, just being like, what's the most 80s thing ever? And the logo,
the Scoops Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy, yep. And then you have obviously your Burger Kings, even like Time Out. I think that was, I'm like, was that the name of the arcade? I feel like I've seen that in my life, and whether or not it's true, it was just perfect. It's also like low-key the gross season with the rats and
it's in the summer.
Bones and teeth, and it's just disgusting. And I'm not a gross guy, so that shit really started to gross me out. Also, this is when puberty's really starting to show up with some of the, like Lucas shot like 8 inches up in like the time it took.
I feel like 11 from seasons 2 to 3, you could tell is a lot older. Like a lot of them, even Max looks older. Yep. You get the Cold as Ice with Foreigner.
You mentioned that, you said there were some like
I remember that. Yeah,
you recall that.
That's
a
great one.
And that happens, and my wife goes, "Man, the music was just perfect there." I go, "Robbie called that out when we just finished recording."
That was like one of the main things that I remembered about season 3, of that being just an absolute perfection level needle drop.
And I think isn't there Hot Blooded is said earlier in the season as well. So they had both sides of that, which I appreciate. One group of people that I completely forgot about were the fucking newspaper guys, who were the fucking worst.
Every single step of this, you're saying, I was with you. Didn't remember the newspaper guys at all. They suck.
Nancy Drew, and they say the same lame jokes. They just look like dickheads, which again they nail. And I hope everyone's with us. That's why I wanted to do these rewatches, is because I think we're all on the same page. I forgot the mayor too,
because they're such ridiculous characters. But the mayor as well.
And like the newspaper guys are the perfect guys to be in that hospital scene or whatever it is, where you can kill them, but you're actually rooting for them to die, not to just like escape, because they're such like evil cocksuckers. And then the what's his name, Carrie Mules or whatever, the guy who played like Men in Tights, he's the mayor, which my wife she loved that guy. I mean, I loved him too, he's hilarious. But
I never saw Men in Tights.
Princess Bride?
I know him from Stranger Things. Oh yeah, I have. But Princess Bride, I mentioned it when we did the 80s movies bracket. Saw Princess Bride a couple times when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in probably 15 years.
So we've been doing a lot of rewatch, like the ET 80s rewatches we're doing, and it's the kids' first time seeing them. Goonies, obviously, which was a sensitive subject. So with that song, we're gonna do Never Ending Story. And honestly, I've never
seen that one. Yeah,
I've never seen it. And I remember being kind of I've seen it once, but I remember being kind of freaked out. I did not enjoy it. And then Princess Bride was one that like, it's one I always liked but didn't love, but I like some of the lines, and I did like the whole idea of it. And I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm hoping I love it, because I'm an Andre guy, so I have to go back. We're gonna rewatch that as well, so I'll report back how those hold up in their own. I didn't love the Russians. I love the idea of Russians being in this universe because it's so important to the 80s. They're every fucking villain, but I just didn't love the whole Under the Mall twist was good. Just the way it was carried out.
Under the Mall stuff,
I don't like when
I agree with
kids
you.
are running away from automatic weapons and no one's getting. I don't want them to get hit, but it's like they're not.
The plot armor has never been more evident of which is, and they do kill off Billy eventually, which is a good, like, I guess you have to. But yeah, they at least did a good job, I thought, looking at the big bad villains. When you look at season 1 with the Demogorgon, season 2 with the Mind Flayer, season 3 with the Mind Flayer inside Billy, and it's like a possessed. They did a good job of changing it up season to season, and then moving on to Vecna, which feels like, the ultimate final boss in 4. Like, they kept it fresh more than I think people give them credit for. Where people will say, it's they just keep doing the same story and the kids are growing up. Yes, to a degree, in the same manner that like Breaking Bad does the same story every season. Like, that's what the show's about.
It's true.
Every season, he's a meth dealer with his friggin' sidekick. He's running away from evil people. Well, yeah, and they change up the evil people. That's what the show is. So, yeah, people, I swear, it's so weird the slander that this show gets. It's like become the popular thing to hate online. I see our coworker who I just ran into, White Boy Rick. He's on our side big time, defending, being like, you got to be an idiot if you just forgot how good this show is. This is like a generational show.
There's not many people on the internet or that we work with that I like being on the right side with than Rick. Rick is someone I think I started following before I even knew he worked for Barstool. He would always, I think, get retweeted by this guy, Dragonfly Jones, my favorite guy. And I'm like, this guy's great. And then it's like, oh, he works for us now. This is awesome. And he's also like, he he hates on Jalen Brunson a little bit. Obviously, I think he's a Pacer guy,
like
so I understand that. But it's like, and some of his criticisms are valid, but I'm like, fuck Rick. But Rick is on Jeff D. Lowe. We have an army right now.
Yeah.
We have an army. We're gathering.
We're building a team.
We'll eat fertilizer if we the fucking old woman eating fertilizer was fucking gross.
We are the Hellfire Club. That's us. We got the Hellfire. Never forget Barstool sold those shirts before Stranger Things.
That's right. I had
did they put those shirts in this, and then they put them on Hot Topic and C&D'd us immediately.
Did they?
And Nathan Hurst did the sickest design for us with the Demogorgon with the pizza. It was like the pizza delivery shirt. Oh, it was so sick.
I wonder how we did with those shirts because we were like first to market somehow. I can't believe that awesome. They were a very interesting design. I needed to get the different colors and all that stuff. The sauna scene, I fucking loved. I loved the
that was one of the main things that I remembered about the season as well. Like
here.
The sauna scene, I was looking forward to.
The hospital scene. So when they're in the hospital and then there's like, obviously you have the lights blinking and stuff. You have blood everywhere. I think I've told the story, but it was after like those 2 episodes. And then I think we watched one more because we were binging, obviously at Stranger Things. My wife then wasn't feeling good. We had to go to the emergency room because she wasn't feeling good. And I went to the bathroom just to like pee because we'd been there for an hour and there was blood all over the floor of the bathroom and the light was wonky and I was like, holy fuck, I'm in Stranger Things. One of the most terrifying things of my life was then, and I like it all came back to me as I was watching this.
Oh my god, you're expecting to walk out into the emergency room lobby, see the mind flayer like Will.
Do you think like would there have been a different opinion of it if instead of the mind flayer again, it was just another monster that they teased?
Maybe.
I guess
if it were just like a different, you almost do a Vecna type thing where it's like, I just love the Mind Flayer. I think the Mind Flayer is it's such a cool name. It's such a cool visual. The way they shoot it always with the lightning in the background. When they put it on the Las Vegas Sphere last year, I thought that was sick. There were all those tweets like, imagine being like a homeless guy drugged out and you look up and you see this.
God.
Like, you think you're being attacked by a monster? Yeah.
I forgot how cool it is when it's on top of the mall. And then like you said, the shadow of him in the upside down is awesome. And he's just living inside Will in season 2. So I understand both sides, whatever. Like we have white boy side. That's all that matters in the long run. One of my favorite things that has evolved out of this, Nancy just being a fucking gun nut. Shotgun Nancy is what I call her. It's like shoot first, ask questions last.
It is kind of just like, throw her the guns. We know we can trust her with a fucking weapon in her hands. It's like, what? This random high schooler? She's dealt with it over and over again at this point.
Yeah, but I like that it feels organic because she's the one who has to do it, and then she develops like a kind of a love for. I mean, we see the political signs. Nancy's family definitely leads to the side that is for gun rights. So it would kind of make sense that it's like Nancy Wheeler has like 17 guns in her. It's like, oh yeah, Nancy is a diehard gun person. I kind of like how that all plays out. I want to ask your question on this. 2 new characters we meet this season, Erica and Robin. How did you feel on the rewatch of them? Because like I think I feel good about everyone when I haven't seen like, oh yeah, I liked everybody. Was there anything you felt different?
I thought they were fine. I'll be honest, some of season 3 I was watching like in the background as I was working and whatnot. I thought they were fine, but inconsequential.
Yes.
Like I didn't remember them. I completely forgot them before season 3. And they didn't do as much as I thought they would have. When they showed up, I was like, oh yeah. And then it was kind of just like, they were fine.
Robin, her biggest contribution ended up being in so many memes with the sign on the internet, right? That was a big thing. Erica, honestly, it's like part of the wisecracking little kid. That's fine. Running away from a bunch of Russians with machine guns. I was like, this is when it's gone too far, I think. And granted, we're dealing with creatures from the upside down.
I feel like Robin has more to do in season 4. Am I wrong about that?
I'm like, is she in season 4? I was wondering that. So I don't know. I
was wondering the same thing. I think she is. I'm pretty sure she is. But like when I saw, I was like, oh, Maya Hawke, of course. And maybe it was the memes. Maybe it was all of that. But it was just, it was a little bit of like, oh yeah, she's in it. I completely forgot that she was in it. And then she didn't do much.
She didn't do much. Yeah.
Interrogated, right? Her and Steve get drugged. And they get interrogated. It was just, she was fine. She was not bad again. She's fine. Inconsequential. Like if Steve were the only employee there, like whatever.
Yeah. I think the older people or the older kids, I guess, in this sense, being the ones who had to get taken care of by the younger kids was kind of a funny like twist. Yeah. But there was really nothing that I was like, oh, like, I think Erica is in season 4 because they're like, oh yeah, I read online, they're like, oh yeah, she plays Dungeons and Dragons. She becomes obviously a D&D fan at the end of this. So I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. It is fucking bananas. My wife said a good point. Like, imagine you're Lucas, you go to the mall and your younger sisters there, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, when your friends are hanging out with like your brother or something, who are, have an age gap, obviously, like you'd be like, what the fuck's going on here right now? So it is pretty funny.
I just looked it up. I'm forgetting Robin works at the video store in season 4.
Ah, that's right.
I remember that now. And doesn't, gets to dress like she wants to dress. Doesn't have to dress in the Scoops Ahoy outfit.
So there is one part of the season that I think stands out more than the others, other than the mall. I think the mall's the highlight. And I think the end with moving out, Hopper gets, we don't know what happens, him disintegrated.
We think maybe he's dead. He's probably not. We know he's probably not, but the thought is maybe he is. Yeah.
The note and then the hero song playing was an all-time fucking heartstring tugger.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I remember crying to this when it came out. I remember talking about it on KFC radio, being like, oh my God. The mid-credit scene kind of hinting like, all right, we know Hopper's coming back. It does take a little bit away from it. And it makes me think, not to like jump all the way ahead, but like, can they hit those emotional highs again in season 5? Is Hopper going to die and write another note to 11? Is Hopper going to go away? Is he going to grow up? Is Toy Story 3 style? They're going to get separated? I don't know. But it was like, I shouldn't use this term with a kid show, but did they blow their load too early with this?
they wasted the good surprise on season 3, right? Like they said, Big Daddy.
It's an all-time moment. Like you said, that ending is so emotional and so well done and well acted and well written and well everything. It's just like, is it going to feel cheap if they go there again? I don't know.
I know. I think if you can't write her another note at this point, right? Like it would be.
And maybe it's like it's been 10 years since that. Maybe people didn't rewatch season 3. Maybe they forgot.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole thing with his daughter, and then she has the bracelet on, which are all these little Easter eggs that you learn along the way. I think they might have fucked it up. We'll see what happens. We're going to do a death pool. We're going to do a draft. We'll figure out how we're going to do it, before.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, Hopper doesn't have much to do in season 4. I remember us, I think we were like, should you have killed them in season 3? Would that have served the story better?
I was like trying to, and I won't spoil it. My wife and I were like, what happens in season 4 again? There's like a helicopter and the guy with the many faces is there. But then he has to get back. It's so it'll be interesting to see when we actually watch it, how it'll all go. I've realized this is the cheat code though, to get the heartstrings is you take a song and you get the slow emotional cover of it. Cause it's like, we can be heroes. I'm like, oh, fucking up.
Oh yeah. And they just did it with Champagne Supernova for the new Project Hail Mary trailer, which I didn't want to watch because I was like, I'm excited for this movie. I don't want to watch the trailers. I already know I'm going to see it. And then Robbie Gushman was like, you see, they used Oasis. I was like, play.
Also, shout out to Joyce. The smartest thing you could do at this point is move out of Hawkins. How anyone who ever has met the Demogorgon or any of these fucking things, get the fuck out of Hawkins. There's something wrong here. That building is still there. There's clearly still entries to the gate or the upside down, whatever you want to call it. Get the fuck out of Hawkins. These things shouldn't. The only person who should potentially worry about it, I guess, would be Will and 11 because they have so much ingrained in their DNA. I honestly, if I'm Joyce, I'd be like, oh, Will and 11, you guys stay here with Jonathan. I'm moving out to Cali and I'm going to find myself a new man and I'm going to live my life. But man, that is fucking tough. Also, by the way, I guess I shouldn't be too critical here, but Billy's mom, I thought she died. She just left him with that fucking monster of a dad.
Yeah, that's weird. That was kind of just a like weird.
I might give her LVP. I might, but
I think that's fair.
I can't because he was abusive towards her.
I guess to her too, yeah.
But like, you can't leave your, and I don't know. There might be people who do that.
LVP to this season? I don't know who. LVP's a tough one this season.
Also, shout out to the Russian guy with the Slurpees. He was awesome. Is it Vladimir? Alexei, yeah. He's awesome. Yeah,
Alexei's great. Love Alexei.
Yeah.
I don't know. LVP's tough this season because, again, I don't feel like it hits as high of highs as season 2, but I think it's really consistent throughout. It also like doesn't hit the lows that season 2 does either. Doesn't have the extremes like that.
Yeah.
Like season 2, you could have given LVP to the 8 and her gang, but
I'll give it to Mike again. What do you think about that? Fuck him.
He's a little better in season 3.
He's still a bitch. He's still a big dumb bitch. He gets 11 all pissed. Like, you got to know, like it's like Cyclops. Like, oh, Jean Grey spied on me. Yeah, that's what they can do, motherfucker. They can spy on you. Don't say anything mean about him. Can't even think anything mean.
Jonathan kind of does nothing in season 3, but he doesn't do anything worthy of an LVP.
Are you giving it to Hopper, to Joyce? I'll just throw names at you there. Maury actually comes in pretty clutch because he knows how to speak Russian.
Maury comes in clutch. Maybe Hopper, but Hopper has the ending sacrifice, which you can't give it to him there.
11 comes through clutch, but then she also loses her powers, which kind of fucks us for a hot minute there, right?
She does, but I was thinking 11 might be my MVP this season. She's so good this season.
The mayor is the LVP.
Oh, that's a good LVP pick.
He's a dick. He's
I don't want to
taking money from the Russians under the table.
Yeah,
he brings this onto his town,
and I don't even want to give it to Billy because he's so good in this. Like, I don't want to give it to him in a heel way because he's so good. And
he ends up being a good villain for the Mind
He
Flayer.
He sacrificing in the end. Yeah,
he sacrifices in the end. You give it to the newspaper guys if you want as well.
That's who I would give it to. I would give it to the newspaper guys. They sucked.
Yeah, I guess the Russian. I also don't like the Russian
Terminator.
Mayor,
I think the newspaper guys.
I don't like the Russian term. He's a little too, but they're doing on the nose 80 stuff, which is fine. Yeah. So who we give it to? You say newspaper?
I'm going to give LVP newspaper guys. MVP, I think I do give to 11 this season. Again, to go chalk.
Wait, no. The Bob the Builder MVP award. It's
called, yeah. Bob the Brain.
Bob the Builder.
My sister had a Mandela effect with Bob the Builder recently because I used to watch Bob the Builder all the time. I had the Play-Doh sets. I had the toys. I loved it. She texted me. She's like, I didn't know Bob the Builder was British. And I was like, yeah, I kind of remember that. No. But did you remember Bob the Builder's British?
I've never heard him. He was too.
You would imagine he looks like an American. He looks like a.
Yes. He's before my time, and my kids never watched him. So I've seen him. Obviously, he's in my brain. Yeah. My Clem the Brain is non-existent. It's broken ever since I've had kids. So
the brain.
Bob the fucking Builder being British, that's like when you find out, when I found out Tom Holland, a lot of the guys from The Wire, Stringer Bell, Idris Elba, obviously I didn't know that when I watched The Wire. That
Hugh Laurie was a big one for me. House. Yep. Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead, huge one. Couldn't believe that.
Do they even do construction in England? Like, I feel like they just hire someone.
I think the same thing. I feel like, it just appears like Sims style.
Yes, exactly. They have fucking tea. There's no way anyone has a callus on their hand in England. Get the fuck out of here.
And he wears like a flannel under his overalls.
Yeah, he's a man's man.
It's crazy.
If my wife is like,
if there's any British listeners, we're not saying you're not a man's man if you're British.
No, but you likely are not a man's man. Let's be honest here, British people. You can be honest with yourself.
You're likely funnier and cooler than us, but you might not be a construction.
You're right, you bloke. We're fucking all a bunch of cunts out here. You can say that because it's in British. It's not as serious.
True.
Like, if my wife had left me for Bob the Builder, I'd be like, he's just more of a man than me. Now, if I found out she left me for Bob the Builder, like, that fucking Brit motherfucker, that little soft Nancy, she wants to have tea time every day at 2. Fuck out of here. Bob the Builder's British. That is nuts. Yeah. Bob, that's the biggest takeaway I have of this entire fucking season now.
There we go.
Speaking of which,
can't get better than that.
Rank them now.
Oh, rank the season. So one is one. That's easy for me. And it's tough because, again, I think 2 has higher highs, but I think it has lower lows as well. But I think it has more of the like iconic Stranger Things stuff I think of. I think I would go 1, 2, 3. And I think in the moment I went 1, 3, 2.
I'm 100% with you. And I am clear 1, 2, 3. Now, this is the thing. That Detroit episode, it's almost like you're ranking like Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, and O.J. Simpson. And O.J. Simpson's episode in season 2, you're like, there's a big
but you're like,
here.
You did set records, man. Like, can't deny the records you set.
The juice was loose. No one got loose like the juice. So it's like, it's 7. Is that like?
And I feel like you got to give 2 credit for like introducing Max, introducing Billy.
Yeah.
Like you said, we introduced Robin and Luke's sister, Erica. And they're good, but they're not the characters that Max and Billy were.
I mean, Billion himself gives.
And
I know
Bob.
he's in 3, and Bob. That's it. 2.
Yeah,
Bob.
2. It's 2. Yeah.
Bob
Easy.
is like the breath mint for the Detroit stuff when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
Because
really.
every time Bob's on screen, I was like, I thought there was more filler with Bob. Every time he's on screen, delightful. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You're like, that's a man I wish I could be. I want to be someone as the moral character. I get to date Joyce, whatever, Byers or whatever. And he's so proud of it. I'm like, this guy's the fucking man. Radio Shack, too. Another great 80s reference. Fucking love. I'm getting bumped up over Bob the Brain.
We'll say, never mind. I was going to ask a question that we should save for the season 4 recap, season 5 preview. So tune in next week because we're going to be recapping season 4, and we're also going to be previewing season 5. We're going to hit up Eddie, see if maybe he wants to join. Maybe get a few special couple guests for like a death pool or a special hot take prediction, something like that. I think our hashtag for this week was dog shit proof.
Dog shit proof. Yes, it was.
And we will talk to you next week for more Stranger Things recaps. We'll also get into a little nerd news as always. See you then.